How's it going, everybody? My name is Bubba Boss, and I'm here with Papyrus YT Gaming.
Hello.
And today we're going to be going through our stories on why we became content creators in the first place. Papyrus, would you like to go first, or shall I?
The main reason why I wanted to become a content creator is because I've been inspired by not only Mr. Beast, I've also been inspired by Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, and so many other content creators that also inspired me to create not only videos, but also skits of my own. I've been trying to make my own skits for a long time now, but I just don't have the time because of school, and I can only do upload weekends, and that's the only thing I could do. But just to make sure, y'all don't forget that I'm gonna make skits in the near future, because I'm going to make a few skits about my life and how I usually play with my friends and how I stream. I will also be making a few room tours around my house, just making a video or just a live stream in general, but the main reason why I became a content creator in the first place is because that's been my dream since like I was a little kid. Basically in 2010 I started being a content creator. Well, not in 2020. Cut this out the video. This is how I was saying. In 2010, that's where I started watching Markiplier. Markiplier has inspired me not only to become a content creator, but also be fun. Because at the same time, I want to make everybody laugh, Everybody deserves their own laughs, everybody deserves their own stuff, just the same usual stuff. But basically, yeah, I just want to say that that's the only reason why I became inspired. BubbaBoss, it's your turn.
Alright, well, pretty abrupt ending, but I'll take it. Well, yeah, that's really interesting, because, I mean, for me, honestly, it's just very different, because, honestly, my first time starting with the content creation, as you guys might know, for those who have been on the community since the beginning, honestly, it was really so much that was very, very popular, I want to say, because, I mean, sure, at that point, I didn't really care about that, because it was something that was just, at first, it was just something that I did for fun, and honestly, I haven't really done content like that in a while, because, like, back then, I did, like, Hot Wheels tournaments, Hot Wheels unboxings, things like that, but, of course, I haven't really been focusing on that too much lately, because of how consistent the community has been lately with all of the gaming that I've been doing, because, I mean, honestly, the whole reason why I met Papyrus YT Gaming in the first place is because of Undertale, because we both like Undertale, and he met me on a live stream, and then a couple months later, we met on a call, and ever since then, I can't really see many days where we haven't been on a call since then, because, I mean, he's just that much of a best friend to me, and honestly, that's towards the middle of my career, that's sort of that's sort of why I wanted to do the content creating in the first place, because I myself had a dream of having a community, because, well, it's just something that I really wanted growing up, because of, I don't know, I just really had a thing for wanting companionship and friendships and things like that, and honestly, it's really been benefiting me by, like, doing the videos and doing the live streams, and honestly, it's not even that good in a way. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, all the quality of everything I do isn't really good in a way, because I mean, it's not like I have, like, I'm not using professional things to record and stream at all. Like, I'm just using a basic capture card to capture my gameplay, a freaking laptop, and an integrated camera. So yeah, obviously it's not professional, it's not perfect, but of course, towards the end game, once I started to adopt the outlook of not finding everything to be perfect, that's when I just noticed that everybody in my community still enjoys it regardless, because I can, like, do the live streams, I can do the videos and the edits, and I'll see a couple of flaws here and there when I do it, but that doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's just of our imperfections are the things that truly make us perfect, because the thing is, in this world, the important thing is to be the people that we are and to be ourselves, because if we're trying so hard to be, quote, perfect, we're just going to be spending all of our lives just and itching to get something that might take years and years, or to even decades, or even our whole lives for that matter. So that's why I'm not really looking for something that far-fetched, because I'm happy with how my streaming career is doing, and how I'm doing with all of the friends that I'm making, and all of the community that I've been growing on YouTube and Twitch and Discord and things like that. And it's sure, it's not even that big right now. Like, I mean, my community isn't even as big as Papyrus YT Games, because at the time of recording this video, I only have like 3 subscribers, and he has almost 6,000. But of course, this is the thing, when we first met, I was honestly very intimidated to meet Papyrus and to talk to him, because the thing is, when we first met, I was just very, very intimidated to talk to him, because the thing is, it's just, I obviously thought that he was a lot more successful than I was, but in reality, we both actually had the same pain of not really having, like growing up, not really having, like, friends like that, because honestly, that's something that I had for a long time, until, like, I met somebody very special to me. I'm not gonna be giving names, but yeah, so I just met somebody very special to me. He's honestly the reason why I got Discord in the first place, and because of things, I just had to say goodbye to him, and I don't really want to talk about that. But the point is, I eventually just started talking to Papyrus, who is around my age range, and who is, like, just the fact that we both had the similar pain in the past, and just the fact that we actually have so much in common.
Basically, we do have much in common, but here's the difference. Not only was I lonely, but the main reason why I say I've been, like, not abused, but, like, beat up by so many people. Not my parents, so you don't need to worry. But you gotta understand that the bullies I had from, like, a long time ago, they used to take things so far to almost to the point where they wanted to kill me. And I'm not even kidding when I want to say that. They almost wanted to even, I almost cussed, to the point where they even wanted to actually murder me right on the spot. And, like, I'm thankful I had, like, a bunch of good teachers. Right now, the teachers I have suck. That's all I'm gonna say, because all these teachers suck. Huge bone freaking ass cheeks. That's all I'm gonna say. But the main reason why me and Bubba have such things in common is because, well, we have suffered the same pain of depression, loneliness, including, like, broken hearts, you know, such as those things. But me and Bubba are not friends because of that. The only reason why me and Bubba are friends in the first place is because we are meant to be bros, and we are meant to be friends. And yes, Bubba was intimidated by me, but there's no need to fear, because I am not going to make anybody feel bad about themselves just because they have less subscribers than me. No, I'm not like that. Basically, Bubba was a little tiny bit scared. You were a little bit scared. Me and Bubba are just the greatest friends of all time, and we just always wanted to become friends. When I first saw his stream, I always wanted to be his friend. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. As soon as I saw him, at first glance, I saw that maybe me and Bubba could be friends. And one day, he joined my Discord community, where I was in a call with one of my other friends named Red and other people. Once he joined, he was nervous to talk to me. I said, like, yo, bro, what's up? Everything's okay. He was stuttering by a lot, but then I managed to calm him down. And yeah, basically we became besties for FCs after that. But moral of the story is that don't judge a book by its cover. You might see me as a person with a lot of subscribers, but that doesn't mean I have to be mean to everyone. Like other famous people that are just mean for no reason.
Yeah, exactly, because I'm not gonna lie, that's exactly what I was thinking about him at first. And he's actually telling a good point, because the point is to not just judge somebody by but when you don't even get to know them first, because this is the thing, he does have a lot more subscribers than I do at the time of recording this video, but that wasn't really what mattered, because both of us still felt pain in the past. But even then, like, whether other people have or not, that doesn't really matter, because that just really proves you that you you can't always judge somebody for who they are before you even get to know them, because you can like say, hey, this guy is like this, or that guy does like to, or that guy likes to be like that, or stuff like that, and yet you don't even get to know the person first, and that person could be like, that could turn out to be your best friend, like me and Papyrus right here, because yeah, like he said, my first live stream that I joined for him, I was shaking so freaking much, because I just thought, like, his voice just sounded so much older and just so much more, I don't know, just so much more confident than mine was.
Oh my
honestly.
god, you actually said that I sounded like a 20 to 30-year-old.
That is
actually.
Dude, did I really say that?
Said that one. Yes, you did. I was breaking down in laughter when I first heard that. I was like actually crying. Like, I wasn't crying because I was sad, but I was crying because I like how hard I was laughing.
Oh jeez.
I laughed so hard to the point where I ended up.
Back to the task at hand. So yeah, it's just I was very intimidated to meet him at first, because I just thought that, I don't know, he just seems very successful. He seems to know what he's doing, and honestly, I mean, I don't want to say I didn't really know what I was doing when I was doing the live streams and the editing and all that stuff, because I had my own outlook on everything I was already doing and how I was doing everything, and honestly, I thought I was doing a good job. And like I said before, I don't like to look for perfection, because like I said, I'm just gonna be looking for, like, if I were to look for all of that and to try to fit that into my life, I would be spending so long of a time in my life of trying to achieve that when I'm not paying attention to what I do have. Because, for example, let's say I were to look for that now. If I was, then I wouldn't have gathered the courage to talk to Papyrus at first, because honestly, even before we started talking, he was in my Discord for a while, I think like a month, and I just saw him, and I just thought, hey, I mean, he's been in my community for a while, I think I could maybe talk to him, and who knows, maybe we can even be good friends. And to this day, he's pretty much my best friend on this community, and honestly, I just really want to meet him one day, and by that I mean like meet him IRL, and one day it's gonna happen, I already know it. But anyway, so yeah, so yeah, that just proves that it's that you don't always have to judge somebody for who they are, for like if it seems like they're more successful than you, or more mature than you, or just things like that, just all that stuff. Because honestly, if I were to do that, but then me and Papyrus probably wouldn't even be friends in the first place. And honestly, if I were to do that with the first friend that I had, I probably wouldn't even be on Discord right now, because honestly, because of him, I gathered the courage to do that in the first place. Even at that time, I wasn't really, just in general, back then, I was just doing things I was really supposed to be doing, and I just kind of want to do it because, well, you know, teenage things. Anyway, just as I'm trying to say, so yeah, I did that, all that stuff happened in the past, and just, anyway, it's just, the whole point is to not really judge somebody for who they are, because if you're gonna meet somebody, they're a whole new person, they may seem a lot different and act a lot different, that's just who they are, because you're only gonna find the right people that you can call friends if they're people that, if they're not hurting you, and you can accept them for who they are, because honestly, I'm always willing to accept everybody for who they are, no matter how different they are, no matter what their sexuality is, or preferences, like all that kind of stuff. I do not give a damn whatsoever. I love all my community. I love all my friends.
Basically, what he's trying to say is that he doesn't give a fudging fudge dip.
Exactly what he said. Yeah, I'll never care about what other people are into in my community, because they've shown the kindness to want to join my community in the first place, and they continue to show that kindness, and honestly, that's just something that really means a lot to me, because Papyrus, okay, if I had to summarize Papyrus for who he is, he's weird, but in a good way, because, I mean, hey, I'm weird too, but I don't really find that to be something to be, like a bad thing, because normally when somebody were to be called weird in a way, they would probably be offended by it in a way, because, well, Because, I mean, you gotta think, there are a lot of people in this world that, sadly, they are willing to judge people for who they are, for being themselves and being, quote, weird. And honestly, that's just kind of sad to me, because I'd love everybody for being who they are, for just...
No, listen, the only reason why people think that is because people think that they're better than the other person, and like the Bible says, I don't remember the verse, but I do remember what it said. Basically, it is stated that you are not above or below anybody, you're just gonna be treated equally. Because look, if you know anything about the Bible, I'm still reading it and I'm still studying it to this day. But basically, yeah, at this point, many people in 2025, at this point, as the years go, as the years keep going, the people on Earth will keep getting worse and worse, to the point where people will just cause not only destruction, but war. Just like now, I'm not gonna get political because, well, you know, I might get this video taken down, but I'm not gonna get political. But what I'm trying to say is that 2025 is not gonna be a good year so far. As the years go on, many people are going to be suffering from not only difference, but from suicidal stuff and from depression. And that depression is, let's just say, it's too strong for it to go away. For the people that are still suffering from heartbreaks, from their losing their jobs, or from losing their YouTube channels, or for being hated, or for being abused, yeah, that's something the world is made out of. Right now, all I know is that the world is full of sin, and we have no idea how to stop those sins because we don't know any better. And from what I know from the Bible is that when Judgment Day comes, Jesus will have a book, or not Jesus, God, our Holy Father. Our Holy Father will have a book and will have a full list of what we have done over the past decade or millennia. And what we've done will prove if we go to heaven or if we go to hell. And what I'm trying to say with this is that basically, if you do not follow what the Bible says and you continue to sin without looking for the forgiveness of Jesus Christ, then that's basically a way of saying that you are failing Him. I admit, I also sin. Yes. I admit that very well. The reason why I'm admitting it is because I'm a Christian. Christians have to admit that they're sinning, and I hope God, my Holy Father, will forgive me. And I've been struggling with these types of sins for a long time now. And basically, God is giving me these challenges so I can toughen up when I reach heaven. Heaven is a place full of a bunch of people, and people that you dream to meet, not only meet, but people you always wish to be there. For example, your family, your friends. If you see a friend that is missing, there is a verse in the Bible that says, I heard conversations that you didn't. That basically stating that your friends have done something or have said something to you without you knowing. And with that, they have been casted down. That's, for now, that's all I have to say. But yeah, you can go now.
Yeah, that's okay. Really, really well put words. Really, just, so yeah, that's the thing. That's my main mission, because I don't want anybody to have to go through that fate, because with people like being haters for other people for who they are, it comes depression, and with depression comes even suicide. So with all that stuff, my part in the community is to try to prevent that from everybody that joins it, and honestly, because this is a thing, both of us have gone through that part in our lives, and honestly, we both hated it. Because it was just not something we needed in our lives, just because we felt that we didn't feel that we had the thing that made us whole. And because of my past friend, I was able to get get the thing that made me whole, and with him leaving and then having my whole community explode and then meeting Papyrus, I felt whole again. Therefore, I didn't have to feel any of that depression again. So pretty much everything that happened for all of my depression to come is gone, and I'm super grateful for that. Like, mega props to Papyrus for that. I seriously owe him a lot for that. But so with everybody doing that, my only goal is to do the same for everybody else, to push them away from their own what I call void of depression, because honestly, for them doing what they can to make me happy, the least I can do is to do what I can to make all of them happy as well, because of course if
Exactly.
they don't believe that I deserve to go through the fate that people will have to if they do what they do to not get sent to the gates, which is not something that I would want for them. So because this is the thing, I can't really call myself a religious person, unlike Papyrus. Of course, I believe that there's a God, I believe that there's a Jesus, and that there's an afterlife with our judgment that comes in the end. But of course, I don't really.
No. Judgment will come first. Paradise will come after. It depends on what you do.
Exactly.
But there is one thing I would like to say before I go, and it's that to all the people that are watching this, I just messed up. To all the people that are watching this video, I wish you the best. Not only because I'm a nice person, but because I want to see you succeed. Not only that, I want you to keep moving forward no matter how many times you try and fall. Because you, at some point, will fall because you want to. That is something that you shouldn't do. You should keep moving forward even if it means pushing the largest, most heaviest rock in the whole multiverse. With that, I'm trying to say is that you should keep pushing in life, whether you're trying to give up from it or not. As for me, I've suffered from multiple types of suicidal stuff that I'm not going to get into because that stuff is personal. I've also been suffering from depression as well, but I'm not going to get into that again because that is personal. I only speak to that to my friends and closest friends. But with that, I just want to say that that's basically the type of things that you should be prepared for. Life is not a joke, it is not a game. Although you might see me happy now, right now I'm going through tough battles such as life, school, and every other type of stuff. Basically, school has been giving me hard work, but I can't complain because religiously, God is giving me challenges. Bubba has also received some of those challenges, but it's okay if he doesn't believe in Jesus, because Jesus will always try to find a way for you to turn to him. And basically that is also in the Bible. In the Bible, it is stated that if you do not seek me, I will try to seek you. But if you don't seek me in time, then don't blame me on the day of judgment. We shouldn't blame God and we shouldn't blame Jesus if you didn't follow him. Including that if you never paid attention to the signs where Jesus gave you the challenges, that's basically him stating that you should face me and you should also follow me. By facing, I mean not fighting, I mean by facing him face to face. But again, don't give up in life. And what I have to say is that y'all are the amazing community that Bubba has, and y'all deserve the greater good. With that being said, I will take my leave.
Alright.
See you later.
Alright, thank you so much for everything, Papyrus. You're my best friend. I really appreciate you for everything. And I'm honestly, once again, I'm really grateful to have you for everything you do for my community, because honestly, at this point, you're my best friend. Super grateful for you.
Anyways, I will take my leave now. See you guys next video.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later.